So what's up?
Hi.
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 I probably should slow down on this, huh?
Yeah.
No.
You were gonna stop.
Commit.
Chug. Chug.
Full chug it.
Chug.
Commit to
Chug.
the bit.
Chug.
Come on, I'll
Do
chug with you.
Do it.
Oh, come on.
Oh, dear Lord.
Listen, I don't want to interrupt the podcast because I've got to take a pee break.
You're just not going to. You're gonna have to hold it.
That's what this is for. It's empty. I can pee in it.
Talk about the subject of the day.
Shake it off.
See, I'm just gonna use this. I'm just gonna use this when I do have to go to the bathroom.
Could you imagine putting your...
It'll fit perfectly fine, huh?
Yeah.
Little
Only
pencil.
touch the sides. It's like playing Operation where you can't touch the sides.
It shocks you.
Yeah. Just cuts it. Just cuts it.
You hear a
Get
big
the
loud-
shock.
Just the thought.
You do it.
Just the... how recording... You're not going to...
No,
Never
this is the start. This is
Yeah.
how it begins.
Okay,
He's
then
up-
I'm not
he's
saying
up there
anything. This is for the
The
after...
after show.
Yeah,
the midnight dark... Yeah.
The Midnight Dark cast.
Dark
thing.
cast.
This is the early morning.
What did I say?
3 a.m.
early morning hangover.
The after the cast.
The aftercast.
The after the cast. After cast.
3 a.m. munchies.
Post
There you
cast.
go. I
show
like it. Oh,
where
Everything not safe for work. It'll be unblurred, uncensored.
shirts off.
Shirts
true
off.
Selves.
True set.
Go stand up,
pants
have no
off. I gotta
pants on.
stand up. I have nothing on. Like nothing. Shirt's long enough. Everything's showing, like nothing showing except just head, and that's it.
Oh my gosh.
I like in my head here.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to clarify. So glad we clarified.
Take that out of context.
Anyways, yeah, let's okay, let's go.
Hope you silenced me.
Yeah. Oh, you were
Okay, good.
very much so.
Good.
Everyone was silenced. What's up?
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Third
It's awkward.
season
Been-
3.
It's been a minute.
Do we know how to do this thing?
Probably not.
New format. New
I
look.
mean-
Wait, we can do this part. Ready? My name's Brandon.
And I'm Kiko. No, I'm not.
No, you're not.
I'm Adam.
I'm Kevin.
Justin.
Hey,
that's-
who's this dweeb?
Wait, your point. Oh wait. Oh shoot. It's like the Brady Bunch.
You guys, yeah.
Which I don't know which way to point because it's different on your end. Am I pointing at him?
No.
Watch. I'm probably
No,
pointing
you're
at
on my-
This
I'm
one is
pointing at him?
actually down here.
Yeah. We have a very complex
yeah.
setup here for recording this. Yeah, you're pointing
Am I
at him now.
pointing at-
Yeah.
Okay, am I pointing at you?
Yeah.
And
I'm-
there's
No.
Kevin.
No, it's all on the same side
Kevin.
for you.
Okay,
It's
money.
just straight up
No, it's
corner and
fully-
up.
I'm
It's
fully
backwards for me.
expecting.
Yeah, I'm
fully
saying you're gonna be
expecting-
all on one side. To your side is Kevin, to your corner is him, and then above you is me.
I'm fully
Almost took it out of the
expecting in post record that you try to actively point at every person that we just pointed at all at one, and then
Yeah.
resituate it.
I'm a rose between two thorns, so
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So
because I got
have nobody-
Kiko, Adam,
Oh
and
yeah,
yeah.
on your end, but it's not laid out on recording.
It's going to be a habit
They-
not to
they look
say
goofy.
all your screen names instead of
Yeah, it's just
actual
gonna happen.
names.
it happens. We did it last time too.
It was easier since we were in person and like a different format, but now that we're all on Discord and recording this way, yeah, it's definitely gonna happen. So if people hear us call each other by different names, just roll with it.
Yeah.
It's a habit. Like
Well,
it's
we'll
awkward for
answer.
me to.
We'll,
Yeah.
we'll put closed captioning.
I'll
It's almost
automatically
awkward.
reply.
put my
Yeah.
name right here.
Yeah, and I want mine right here.
Okay.
Okay.
I want mine here.
Yeah.
Where do you want yours at, Kevin?
Right.
He doesn't
Right-
get one.
right-
He doesn't
right
get
up
one.
here.
No.
Oh,
He's like, I want it right here.
I want it right here.
Over here.
Hey,
Up here.
we
I'm
connect,
holding
connect
it.
arms. Connect arms.
See?
And just
I
like,
don't
We
know.
can
just
connect
like,
arms.
just like pull it into
Remember I
the
said I
frame.
don't know
It's
where.
Justin.
I don't know
Justin.
who's where.
Oh, high five. There you
You
go.
guys are totally not doing the same direction on
No,
my
it
end.
is-
No,
it's-
see,
it's
he's over here. He's
Yeah.
over here for me. I'm giving you a high five.
Anyways, I'm very sorry for our audio only, audience. You have no freaking clue what's going on right now.
Yeah, you should
Yeah, you're
be
missing
watching
out.
this.
Oh my gosh, awesome. Well, we
Yeah,
need
we're kind of
to do our
things.
ceremonial start.
Yep. Ready?
Oh, Justin.
Yeah, new guy doesn't know what to
Yeah,
do
I
here.
don't-
You got it.
Speaking of which, we have a new guy on the show.
Try it again. Try make it count this time.
We do a clap off.
Yes, I know, but
Okay, that worked. That was the microphones didn't.
It's the most
No.
awkward. It's how it's supposed to
Yeah.
be though. It never.
It never was a good thing. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a good thing, but it never
'Cause
worked
we never
exactly how we wanted it to
Actually, yeah, we never actually clapped how they normally do.
be.
It's been a hot second since we've done a podcast, so excuse us all, because the last episode was March 24th, 2021,
almost 2 years.
That's been a
and
minute.
it is now
And we're now old timers.
February 2nd, 2023.
Yep.
As of
So
recording.
it's been a hot second, yeah, since the recording.
So yeah, the space that we used to record it in is currently
know
no
what it
longer
is.
there, and
Not
yeah, we
sponsored.
just
Oh,
felt that
oh,
Discord would probably be fun.
I'm not sponsored.
it works for right now for all of our schedules.
Oh, but then you're
and-
gonna have to block that. So.
yeah, no, it's all right.
It's not a thing.
We don't have any.
I'm making it
sponsors.
a joke. We're
No
good.
sponsors. We're not cool enough yet.
No one's gonna know that that's
What that is.
what that
or
is.
what-
I didn't say
don't
it
even know
because
what
I
it
don't
is.
want to, you know. But yeah.
GG.
So yeah, we're gonna talk about AI today,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I guess.
Our first topic back.
I was kind of thinking of like something else maybe instead.
Okay. We didn't plan for that.
Yeah, I kind of had an idea.
A lot
well,
of
but-
this, like 95% of this, is gonna be off the cuff by things that we've already been sharing with each other the entire week. We actually were already talking about it, and then we're like, we should make this episode 1. So buckle up.
Yeah.
Buttercup.
Buckle up, Buttercup. You're in for a fun
You know,
one.
I was going to. We had already got going. I think we had already started recording and stuff, video wise, and I'm like, oh, I want to do that new AI tool where it makes your eyes look like you're looking at the camera all the times.
Oh,
Yeah.
But
did you
but I
download
would have.
that?
I would have. No, I did, but I would have had to close out Discord and stuff really quick to
Oh,
start it
gotcha.
back up
Yeah.
because I have to use that as my camera source.
Yeah.
But I was like,
For
I'll
those
forget
that
it.
don't know, there is a new program. Who was the one that actually created it?
NVIDIA.
It was NVIDIA that did it. No,
Okay.
was it NVIDIA?
It's called iTool.
Oh
iContact.
yes. Okay, they originally started working with. I thought
That's where I
Logitech also
downloaded it
released
from.
one, but regardless of what it is, that basically it's an AI based tool that tracks your eyes, and when you look away, it still presents forward looking eyes to the other people on the other side.
To the camera,
So
so it makes it less awkward.
potentially
Like
good.
none of us are actually looking at our cameras. That's
Yeah.
one thing you're gonna see with the
Speak for
video version
yourself.
of this.
the the application that those things were built for were like people that were like YouTubers or telepromptcasters,
Or Zoom meetings.
Zoom
for
meetings.
businesses.
Like people could be literally like looking out at their phone, but they're also like looking right in your soul.
looking right at the camera. Like the way I have my head turned right here, I'm
It would
looking at
still
my
look
monitor. It'd look like I'm looking over here.
yeah
Be like this.
yeah the entire
That's what
time,
it is.
and it does
Like
blinking
this,
and
that's
everything.
what it is.
So
That's-
But I didn't get around to doing that in time because that was like a last
Yeah,
minute.
yeah.
I forgot.
but it's
I'll
really
do that for next one.
yeah it's
I'll do
really
it.
interesting.
We'll all do that for the next one. That'll be our follow up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Avid's will look really weird because he's at such a hard angle. So like, look at the camera. Don't move your head, but look at the camera. Yeah, it'll look like
It'll look
that.
just like this. Hi.
Hey, you guys.
That actually hurt my head to do that.
Hurt my
Oh,
head
that
to
was
watch
weird.
that.
Okay, well, so yeah, we're just
We
gonna
had
kind
another
of
big thing planned that we were gonna do for the intro,
we still
but we
can.
never did do it. I guess. It
I
doesn't
can't
work
remember
now.
what we talked
We were
about.
we had ChatGPT
Yeah.
write up our intro,
Oh, that's right. That's
and
right.
we were gonna record it like we were just talking. Like it had us write a script for us, so for all
Well,
people.
but we don't
for
have to.
people.
We don't have to do. We can use it as our intro where we test it and we're goofy. It can be either that or either one, and then cut to the audio, and then
The magic of editing.
editing. Anyways,
Never again.
Well, so before we completely dive into the inner workings of AI and all that kind of stuff, like just for our viewers that don't really know a ton about AI, like should we discuss as like what
Oh
kind
yeah,
of different AI are out there?
we'll hit the fundamentals of it.
I think first, how are you guys doing?
Good.
We usually would like do a recap of our weeks at the beginning of every.
Oh,
How
yeah.
much have we forgotten in 2 years' time?
What?
You guys.
A
I
lot.
care about you guys. I want to know how your weeks have been. What is
been-
everybody
it's-
up to? Because everything's so much different from when we recorded 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I
Lives
got
are
4 kids
completely
now.
changed. He has 4 kids.
Uh,
I have 5. I mean, no, I have 0.
Wow.
wow.
So,
Yeah.
so Brandon, what have you been up to?
I stream.
Stream.
Started
What do you
streaming
stream?
full time. Well, as of late,
As of late, it's something changed.
it's been a lot of RuneScape,
Yeah.
and it's been fun.
It's been chill.
That's been full time.
Yeah, that's why his setup looks the best of everybody. We'll eventually figure that out, and the rest of us, I'm going to work on something.
Anybody want to hashtag sponsor us?
background.
Just let me
Yeah.
know.
Wait,
Justin, can you stop?
I was
flipping
gonna
the
ask.
camera?
I was
Did you
gonna
see that?
ask.
That's like a third time I've seen
I was
that.
gonna ask
You're
if I,
you're
if I was
fidgeting
one
with
of-
the cable in the background. I know it. I know it.
No,
No, the cable's all the way down over here.
I'm just
So
messing, I'm just-
I don't know what that is. Just unplugs it and it's gone for the rest of the
yeah,
computer shuts down. I hear an explosion off in the
yeah.
distance.
You
It's
just
miles
hear it down
away.
the road.
I see like a
It's like a
like a-
green cloud.
Great.
It's
He
just-
unplugged it
Your
again.
camera shakes.
yeah. It's just like a
See like a Beirut
and then
level
and then
like
this
explosion.
just like
yeah.
the air percussion comes from.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, you've been streaming.
Mhm.
Justin, what are you up to nowadays?
Wife, working.
Working,
Yeah,
kids, all that
kids,
jazz,
2 kids, photography,
photography.
photography. Yeah,
Yeah, that thing.
I saw some of your
Photograph-
pictures on Facebook.
yeah.
They're good. Really good.
thank you.
They're okay.
Not
They're
bad for-
decent.
Not bad for having not doing it. Yeah,
Yeah.
English for 4 years now. I haven't
Worked
touched the
hard.
camera for 4 years.
They look good.
And-
I thought they were good.
Had a couple people talk me into it, and
Good.
here I am.
And you enjoy it. So that's
Oh, I love it.
that's the important part.
I
You
didn't
did it
touch
again.
anything. I
Yeah,
swear.
I saw it. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Could
It's
be a
alright.
frame rate thing or something.
Probably. I'm
Caleb,
not
what
even
you
gonna
been up
mess
to?
with it.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Well, I got since the last episode, I got a promotion at my work, so I still work for theater. I am now the technical director. And thank you.
It took him this long
Um,
for this beard to actually grow in.
Yes, I have a beard now.
Me too.
Definitely had a much shorter one the last time we recorded.
Haven't you let it go like this entire time?
Have you,
No,
yeah,
I
have you
mean,
done
I've
anything to
got
it?
it,
Have you
like,
just
touched
trimmed her
up.
up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I let it go, I mean, this thing would probably be down to like
Do it.
Do
my
it.
chest.
Do
Why
it.
not?
That'd be dope.
It after like a while, it just looks like
That's why you just keep working with product and stuff. You gotta use
I
some beard
I
care.
do, and it
Gotta
still
use
kinda looks like-
conditioner.
yeah, it's
Gotta use
just,
the beard oil, beard comb.
I'd
Get it all
use that
straightened
every day.
out.
You know,
use
if it
every
was
day.
a little bit longer, I think he'd look like Todd.
Yeah, his beard is just about his length.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
getting there.
getting there.
My boss's Todd's is about down to here. So
Nice. But yeah, I'm doing still doing some drone stuff. Been messing around with that a lot lately. Yeah, that's mainly about it.
Adam,
Cool.
how you doing?
Oh well, I didn't want to forget too, like the whole thing this past year with my dad and everything. Like
Yeah.
that was
yep, that's so
wild.
crazy.
For those that don't know, my dad had a heart attack. Happened at like late at night. Ended up doing CPR on him and everything, and paramedics came and they were able to revive him. And to this day, he's doing pretty good. So
You're kicking.
It's
yeah.
awesome.
yeah, almost
Right
almost like it never
Yeah.
happened. But it
Yeah,
I
he's
mean,
getting there.
I mean, he's still a little.
Is he back to work?
weak, but, yeah, I mean, he
Is he?
went
Yeah.
back to work.
Been up there for a
Like,
while.
Back in midsummer, or
Oh,
no,
okay.
no.
Later.
It was about late summer. I think
Okay.
he ended up
He
taking.
started off slow, like
Yeah,
a
it
couple
was
days
like
a week or
really
something.
slow because they brought him back like part time to start, and then they brought him back full time. But now he kind of switched back to part time. He's kind of just looking around for some other things and just trying to take it easy. And he's probably going to be retiring in the next couple of years anyway. So,
Awesome.
That's where to go.
Lucky.
but
Lucky.
yeah,
Adam, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Work's been work. Life's been life.
still working at
No.
Five kids, yeah.
Yep,
carpentry
5
shop?
kids. You know, I've been popping them suckers out like crazy.
You did the job, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, me.
Oh,
Duh.
wow. Wow.
It's 20 it's
Every
20
woman
it
everywhere
is
is like,
Uh,
podcast.
2023. I can do what I want,
Oh my gosh. Justin, stop
but I can't fix
doing
his
that.
camera.
Doing anything.
I
It's
can do
not my
whatever I want,
camera.
and I can fix his camera.
Blame him.
It's the other
It's-
side.
No, it's this side for
Ain't
me.
gonna
but
be able to
blame
get it
him.
right. I don't know where you're at.
I'm above
Blame
you.
one
I'm
of
always
them.
above you.
Well, on my screen, yes, you're correct.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Who cares? Audio version, guys. Sorry. Yep, I still work at the wood shop. Still making things. Still making expensive wood products for people that I don't know why they like. Right now, we're getting ready. I started working today on these doll houses. They're like $250 doll houses. Whatever.
Wow.
I guess people can afford that.
Rock on.
But
it?
yeah, 250, and it's tiny. It's like this
Oh.
big.
Oh, okay,
wow.
yeah.
And it's
250
just
bucks?
plain. Oh yeah, it's poplar. Guys, let me tell you what, poplar is like the great value maple. It is some of the cheapest, most softwood out there. It's nothing special.
Nice.
It's like one step above balsa wood.
Mhm.
Welcome back to the woodworking
Yeah,
Just,
podcast.
just a
Podcast.
sliver above driftwood.
Yeah, I mean, it looks okay. It's just dirt cheap. And
Yeah.
that's what they're making
So,
these things out
so
of.
on tonight's Midnight Snack podcast,
Yeah.
we're talking about
Wood.
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 Well, I mean, I could talk to you for hours about it, but we don't want that. That's not where we're at. But yeah, other than that, I'm doing okay.
Nice.
I'm chugging along, playing some games, waiting for Star Citizen 3.18.
Oh,
you know,
absolutely.
Yeah. You have no idea how
Anybody
bad
knows
I
what I'm
want
talking about?
to boot up RuneScape right now.
What about me?
I said, you know what I'm talking about, Star Citizen,
Oh,
yeah, right?
yep. Played thousands of hours on it.
Yeah.
Just-
He's already been playing
He's-
it in 4.0.
He's never played it.
I've never. I don't even know what you're talking about.
What is a citizen of the stars?
What is
Yeah,
Star
what-
Citizen?
what?
I don't even know. But yeah, anywho,
Terrible.
it's all about me.
So
Our
is that
interests
that
have all
game-
stayed the same.
Is, it,
Like, I
is,
mean,
it- is
obviously,
that that game with lightsabers and
Yeah.
No.
It's like where
X-Wing
they gotta take
fighters and
and
That-
yeah, and then they fly the wing, the ring into, and they drop the ring in the lava.
yeah.
Yeah, that
Mhm.
Kobe Wan Kenobi.
Kobe one can know.
Ah, Shaq.
So dumb. It's so stupid. Anyways, yeah, it's first episode is gonna be pretty interesting, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
What do you
let's
guys
start.
wanna talk about next week?
Let's start here. So
Oh, yeah.
about like last week, we started talking about ideas and topics for this one, and we talked about AI. And
it was a pretty
it's-
hot topic last week. Even
yeah,
outside
just
of
in
the
general,
podcast.
like there's a lot of
Yeah.
stuff we'll talk about too. It's like
It's
what's-
very hot topic in the news right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good and bad.
You got your people that are like, it's gonna take us all over the world. We're all gonna die.
the Terminator people.
Yes.
Yeah, and then the other people are like, it is improving my business every day. I'm making like
It
there's
is. It's
there's-
doing both.
Yeah, it's doing both. There's like YouTube videos out there like make 10K a month with AI.
Yeah.
Like, it's just nuts. Like people are actually doing pretty decent. But
People selling art.
it was all like our whole conversation started because we were intrigued by a program called ChatGPT.
That's the one that's been getting time.
Yeah, if
like
you've heard
crazy.
about AI stuff at all, most likely you've heard about it.
Adam, can you
Yeah.
ask it how to fix his camera?
I was waiting for it.
1 sec.
The second
I
it went off,
really-
I saw you prepare yourself for it.
So let's explain to the viewers what is ChatGPT.
Well, let's back up one step. And
Okay.
when we're talking about AI, everyone thinks we're talking about like robots and like all this crazy stuff, right? No. Like when it comes to AI, like the way that things have been created thus far, and probably what the things that you don't even realize. What are you laughing about, Adam?
I asked it. I said, "Hey," I said, "How can I fix Justin's webcam?" Here are a few general steps to try to fix
Oh my
Justin's
gosh.
webcam. Restart the computer webcam. Sometimes restarting both the computer and webcam can resolve any software connection issues. Check the connections. Make sure
Okay,
that the
okay,
webcam is securely
okay.
connected
Why
to the
do I
computer.
feel
If
like I
it's USB
just asked
webcam,
an
try unplugging.
IT guy how to
Pretty
how to
much.
fix a
Install the
webcam?
latest drivers. Adjust the privacy settings. And check the software conflicts.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Solved our problems.
Delete system 32. Good to
All
go.
right.
No, don't do that.
Screen goes black.
Alt
Um,
F4.
Alt F4.
Everything shuts down. No. Okay, so in just talking about AI, the things that most people interface with nowadays, they don't even realize how
How
much
much
is
AI
in the background of it. You know,
AI is,
something
like,
as
in
simple
everything.
as people that consume like TikTok content or YouTube content, and we talk about an algorithm,
Algorithms are AI.
that's AI. It is artificially, intelligently like looking at what is being done, what's being typed in, what's being watched, the time it's watched, where you're from, what device you have, like all that stuff, and it's just saying, how can we mold this into something that we can present better stuff to people? And that's the algorithm. That's AI. That's AI at work. We just haven't really talked about it openly, like that it's AI. You know?
Yeah. And AI has been around for a while too.
Yeah.
Even the concept of AI has been around for a while.
Right.
Did you guys ever see it? It was I think it was Haley Joel Osment when he was a kid. The movie AI, Artificial Intelligence.
Yeah.
I
Do you
feel
guys
like
know
I
the
wrote
con-
it.
It's such a good movie. I was thinking about it today. I'm like, oh, I got to bring that up because it was such a good movie. Like, it was the concept is this kid was an AI robot, but he looks like a human, and he
Yeah.
is adopted by these human parents with another human child, and he doesn't fit in, so they get rid of him. And then it's like his existential crisis of like
Being tossed.
being, and then like there's a bunch of other AI, like, yeah, it's cool, and him
So
figuring
like
out the end about how to be loved.
so like what's the difference between like we all have smartphones with like for us Apple people that we have
Gross.
Siri. Like does Google have one like that?
Yeah.
In that like what's the difference between the like Chat GPT AI versus like something you would have on your cell phone?
It's purely application.
Yeah.
It's how it was designed and why it was designed. And we're gonna talk. This is gonna get people buckle up. This is gonna get deep. This is gonna get like get your
Fucking
Tylenol.
deep.
Okay, your head's gonna hurt a little bit, but I promise if you push
What if
through,
my head
Get-
already
get that-
hurts?
if
get
it already
that
hurts,
snack.
get the Tylenol in you now. Like
Yeah, you gotta get that snack.
it's almost midnight. Grab a
Sit
snack.
down.
At midnight
we'll,
snack.
We'll
So
work
I-
this
there.
through.
but the reality of it is like, when it comes to AI in and of itself, like ChatGPT, just for everyone, it's just so we can set the baseline
Okay,
for what
let's-
ChatGPT is.
What ChatGPT is.
So
yes.
Adam, you tell us what ChatGPT is, and then I'm gonna explain something after that.
All right. If I'm on the website, I'm just going to read straight from there. We've trained a model called ChatGPT, which interacts with in a conversational way. The dialogue format makes it possible for ChatGPT. I know people. I have a problem with saying it like you say GPT. I always say GBT.
Yeah,
So it's one of those things. ChatGPT.
clearly
To
a
answer
test
follow-
name that they
Yes.
just ran with.
Well, and it's not the first iteration of that name either. Like there was like a GPT-3. The dialogue format makes it possible for ChatGPT to answer follow-up questions, admit its mistakes, challenge incorrect premises, and reject inappropriate requests. ChatGPT is a sibling model to Instruct GPT, which is trained to follow an instruction in a prompt and provide a detailed response.
Yes. So there.
And this was
Yeah.
written on November 30th, 2022.
So the new there's two things that ChatGPT has done. The first thing is it originally was built upon an instruction set. The instruction set was like you actually had to understand how to talk to it. So it's not just like the AI doesn't know how to respond as a human. So they had to give it responses from an instruction set of like, when this is asked, provide these details.
Mhm.
And obviously it'll learn how to present the things that it needs to present, but there's an art to it. And actually now, oddly enough, you can go on Fiverr, you can go on these other websites, you can find someone that is a AI linguist that can actually like teach you how to talk to the AI. Because they can say, oh, okay, you're trying to build this thing. Here's how you phrase it to ChatGPT so that it can build the thing you're asking. Because they know like when we were messing with it, we'd ask it to do something, and then we'd say, do this other thing too, and add this on top of it. And it's just the way that we talk to each other, right? Like we're just
Yeah.
saying, like we're talking normally. But there's actually like a language that ChatGPT naturally speaks that people actually are teaching how to do now. But that's where it moved from the instruction set side of things to more of a natural speaking type of things. That's the iteration we're looking at now, is ask it a question like a human would, and we will provide you with everything. And we're talking like some of the things Adam and I were messing with. And Justin, I swear I'm gonna punch you because your webcam.
He just gets a smile every time it does it.
I know.
Because I know someone's gonna say something.
It's fine. We'll point it out every time so that the audio listeners know what's going on. You know?
Fine. Yeah.
But like we started off
you in
by
the
just
loop.
asking
I'll just go.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. We started off pulling it up on the computer, and we just started asking it questions like, I know for me, I do some web stuff, and I'm like, build me a website that does this thing with this condition, and I want it to output here. And it's like, sure. And it literally spits out like the JavaScript and CSS files like for you as an example. And it's not like perfect. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's got all the variables that you need. You'd still would need to like customize it to fit your thing, but the functionality of it will work. It just won't be what I would want it to be right away.
I remember seeing a video of I don't know if you all know who Jordan Peterson is.
Oh yeah.
But he was like playing around with the app as well, and he like posted on there to do something where, or like it had something to do with rewriting like either the Old or New Testament of the Bible in like a certain theme, which I can't remember what it is. I'd have to look up the video again. But like he was saying, like it wrote it, and it actually had it exactly
sense.
how he was kind of expecting it
Wow.
would have it. And no one's, like just went, one day and was like, you know what, I'm gonna make this version of the Bible and put it in this software for it to recite to people. It's like, no, it was like just doing that from like its coding, I would
Well,
assume.
and what's impressive about that is, AI AI is really good at piecing things together. You know what's going on. Everybody knows what's going on right now. Fix your camera. Anyways, the AI aspect of ChatGPT is really good at putting pieces of the puzzle together. But the actual like, and we're gonna get really deep into this in a little bit, Adam, specifically about what I sent you with the political lean stuff. But like the foundation of what it's pulling from is still built by humans.
Yeah.
Everybody's seen the AI art crap that's been going around, right?
Yeah. NVIDIA
So
Canvas.
Upload 10
is
pictures of
another-
yourself, and then I'll build you all
Yeah.
this stuff. Like it's all assets that have been around the world, like, and it's just building it to look like what it's seeing.
It's like NVIDIA Canvas.
Yeah. Yep.
Like I have a NVIDIA Canvas open, and I was gonna start, like, as we're working, I was gonna paint
Yeah.
something, and then audio or video wise, I'll give it to you at the end. So
And I know we're dropping
everybody can
like
see video as-
random programs here, like we're talking about little things, but there's literally thousands of things that are going on
So
right
yeah,
now.
it's almost like we
at
need to
one
kind of
time.
back up.
Yeah.
Like AI in general. Like, so I pulled
Yeah.
up, I've got a website called justunderstandingdata.com. And I'm going to read this. This is a quote from the website, written from June 14th, 2020 by James Phoenix. AI, artificial intelligence, has grown from a fringe idea in the 1950s computer science to a household term used across popular culture, science, and technology. Once just a futuristic concept, AI has now penetrated wider society and is embedded in consumer technology, an example in the form of Siri, Alexa, Cortana, and Google Assistant, to become part of our daily lives. AI now also plays a key role in data analysis. Data analysis. Words are really hard. Marketing, advertising, medicine, science, and engineering, where computers are learning from stimuli and reacting in ways more human than ever before. AI guesses. So people don't even realize it. Every time you're typing in your phone and it starts predicting what you want to say next,
Yep.
AI guesses what you're going to write in
Predictive
search
text.
forms. Or predictive text
on a
is
pattern,
AI.
yep. And the thing that's interesting about Siri and like Google Voice and stuff like that is those were built upon an archival index. They were supposed to like pull from Wolfram Alpha and those things that like you'd ask it like how much, how many cups are in a gallon or like whatever. It'd be like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's just supposed to be.
it's just statistical data. Like we're going to talk more about ChatGPT, but like ChatGPT has gone a million steps ahead of that and actually built a thinking mind behind it, and it's freaky.
And we're also going to touch on the negatives of it too,
Oh yeah, 100%.
because it has just as many negatives as it does
Should we
positives.
all put on tinfoil hats? No,
Mine's
like,
already
like
on.
I can go get some tinfoil. We can make this happen. For like a portion of the episode, we can put it on. Fun. I don't know. It's up to you.
But yeah, I mean, like, so this goes on and says like, where'd it go? Sorry, I messed up. AI lives not just in machines and devices, but behind internet browsers and within wireless networks. It helps track your orders with online retailers, powers map services like Google Maps, protects you against financial fraud and security breaches. AI diagnoses life-threatening medical conditions, calculates financial risk with enormous precision, and can even help guide our own education learning.
Yep.
So it's like
bit
mainstream right
everything.
now. Yeah, it is. People don't realize, but everything is almost powered by, not everything, a lot of what everybody,
A lot of our convenience stuff.
young and old, is powered by AI.
The
It's
grandma in the
almost-
background. Siri.
Yeah. Play Bing Crosby.
Open email.
Yeah.
Email. No, I'm kidding.
Opening Gmail. No, email, not Gmail. Different letter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, AI is in everything that we deal with,
I think anyone and everyone though can agree that ChatGPT was the talk of the town. That's the thing that's really
That's
triggered
what's
all this.
really put it into mainstream media.
And it's
is
because
lately.
of what average Joes are doing with it.
And the funny
It's
thing is,
wild.
though, mainly right now, what I'm seeing on the news, on TV and stuff like that, is the negative sides of GPT.
Well, you're always gonna
Yeah,
go,
that's why
everything's gonna go
mainstream
straight to like
mainstream
fear
media
for
is
your
always going to
life.
be. That's how you make money. Clickbait.
Yep.
Well, I think we've been so used to having those smaller AI type things like web browser type stuff, like all that kind of stuff. We've been so used to having it for so long that I don't think the legal side of those things was really ever questioned as hard as it's getting now.
No, and it's not thought of. It's a whole new territory.
Yeah,
So
right.
all
Everyone
this stuff is brand
just
new
now
to
getting
everybody. So
their hands into it and getting wet
they're like
because
freaking out about it because it's not been touched before. It's like trying to figure out what we can and cannot do with AI.
It's
we gotta find its limits.
It's exactly like when like you and I go to the range and like we're talking about like what the ATF is doing because things are like new. Like, how is this law going to work? Is it a gray area with this and that? Like SBRs and things like that. Like, how do we categorize this and that? Like, they're literally trying to figure that crap out right now. Like, okay, if they build this like AI art thing, but they're pulling from Creative Commons repositories, then it should be fine. Like, that has to become a law at some point for these programs to run.
Yeah, everything will get lawed. It's
gonna get dirty before it gets better, but lots of lawsuits. But yeah.
I mean, so you have ChatGPT. You've got NVIDIA Canvas, which is it's a really cool program where you use a very basic Microsoft Paint style to paint a program, and it looks exactly like a picture out of like when I was working on it. It looks like I was in Colorado, like right in the Rocky Mountains. It's nuts, and the left hand side of this picture is a blue background and a gray circle in the sky with another one, and like first grade art show stuff.
Your pen is like you click on trees and then you draw like squiggles and it's like it'll put trees in that area.
You put a line and it'll put a tree down right there. You got the NVIDIA eye contact. You've got A lot of the AI voice stuff that we've been looking at, that voice changing stuff, that's all AI
Makes you
stuff.
sound like Morgan Freeman.
Yes.
Hey, you can. I was
You
gonna
can do that.
say.
Go ahead, do it real quick.
Yeah,
Show
Brandon,
him.
you
Give
get
him,
that.
give him a showcase. Do it.
Give it.
Me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you.
This is not
Do it.
AI. That's just voice pitching.
Just do it.
Well,
Just
but
do it.
yeah, just
Just
do
do
it.
it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. He's gonna
So I
do
can
it.
turn this one on.
Hey,
Yeah.
there you go.
This sound like a
Just-
cool man, you know what I'm saying?
You just turned me on.
Oh, wow. Ooh, baby.
You know. Yeah, we have
Then
to
I
deal
got
with that
this
all the
one.
time.
What's
Yep.
up, man?
So there's
That
that.
brings back early 2000 Fred.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But that's
Blast
not
from the past.
AI, is it? It's processing, but it's not.
I mean, I don't know.
I just lost.
Oh, you suck.
What?
We all lost
Yep, everybody
Ah.
lost.
the game.
Oh, no.
Rad.
Oh no.
Did it?
I wasn't looking at him. I genuinely wasn't, so I didn't lose.
No, it doesn't. You don't have to look at him. You know,
Oh,
you know the game, right?
yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah, the game.
You think about the game, you lose the game.
Yeah.
Right over his head. Yo.
No, I was trying to find a way out of it.
There is no way.
There's
As
no
soon as
way.
you think
you can
about it, you're
avoid
done.
it. Already lost. It's extremely overwhelming because
Yeah, it's like, okay, we could spend. There are podcasts who do nothing but talk about AI.
yeah,
Or
we
we're
could talk
trying to
about
do this into
ChatGPT for like
We could do one episode on ChatGPT.
20 hours, but like we want to talk about
I don't want to always talk
application.
about.
And like we can bring up different the thing that we're primarily going to touch on is the implications of cultivating and creating these programs, and like what is it doing for the average American? What is it doing for the average person? It's going to be
Pros and
American.
cons.
We probably have some overseas listeners, but the average person that is using this stuff, like there are people that are literally using it to build a business on Fiverr, and it's random weird stuff like ChatGPT just being the one that we talk about at the beginning here, writing scripts for YouTube videos, checking and confirming code for coders that build websites and programs and apps. I mean, we went in and you can give it. We talked about with Adam specifically. We talked about D&D. And giving it not just an idea of of what our game is going to look like, but giving it the assets ahead of time and saying, give me the backstory for this person. By the way, this is what happened in his life. This is the lineage he's from. This is like all of this. This is
I pulled up. This is I have it
it's
as a
wild.
saved one. I said, give me the background history of my hero character that is a dragonborn mage from a small fishing village in the north from my D&D game. I wrote that's the exact what I wrote. And it goes, sure. And then like within 2 seconds, it starts writing this out. Like somebody's sitting there just smashing it out, writing it. He goes, sure, here's a brief background history. And then it said, growing up in a small fishing village, your character has always been fascinated by magic and the arcane. Despite being born into a family of and it writes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs.
Yeah. Like
of a
instantly.
background
Dang.
and it did it finished that within 30 seconds.
Wow.
And
Wow.
for security creators like that are like, okay, I'm a Dungeons and Dragons GM, and I'm like, shoot, I need to make this background character for these guys that my players are gonna meet. I'm like, you can almost even do it on the spot, like while they're playing, you could have ChatGPT up on like an iPad or something, and you could hurry up and make. But if you're one of those people like that has a hard time coming up with background stuff or getting started with something like that, we've also tested it out with like other functionality of GPT is checking and debugging your code.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. So you can give it code of any type and it'll go, hey, can you help me fix this? Something's wrong. I keep getting an error. And it'll look at it and it'll fix it and do it properly.
It'll go beyond that.
Tell you how to implement it.
It will give you options if there are more than one variable.
Yeah.
If there's multiple ways to skin the cat, it'll give you each option, and it'll do like a little paragraph. It'll say like, you can actually do this if you pull in blah, 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 and do this in this function, blah, blah, blah. And then it'll go, here's an example. Here's the code. And then it'll be like, and you can also do it this way using these things. Oh, by the way, here's an example. Here's the code. Like it'll give you,
like,
it's just crazy.
sample on their website, like, it says in the following sample, ChatGPT asks the clarifying questions to debug the code. Like, it'll ask you how to clarify. Like,
Yeah.
so it goes the user, this code is not working like I expect. How do I fix it? And then they add whatever this code is. And then it comes back and says, it's difficult to say what's wrong with the code without more context. Can you provide more information about what the code is supposed to do and what isn't working as expected? Also, is their entire code or just part of it? And then the user goes, just part of it. The error never surfaces. I think there's something wrong with the channel. And then it goes in, it's difficult to say without more information what the code is supposed to do without happening. And then it goes to fix this. You could close this part of the code channel after writing it. For example, you could add the following line of code after the line that sends the error to the channel. And so like it goes in and almost has a conversation with you like, hey, I need a little bit more information.
That's the
fix what
thing
you're
that's
trying to have me
impressive
do.
about it. Is
Wow.
it's normal conversation. You ask a thing, it replies back to you, and you don't have to repeat yourself. Like we're so used to, even when I started first year, you started using ChatGPT, I copy and pasted what I originally wrote again, back to the top again, and asked the question again with a little more context. You don't have to
And
do
you get
that.
a whole different answer. Yeah.
You don't have to do that. You
You
can
just- yeah.
literally just be like, "Oh, by the way,
Ah, no,
I
you
meant,
need to do this."
like, it's not what I didn't mean to do that part there. Can you just do this?" Sure. Blah, blah,
Wow.
blah, blah. Like it just knows how to flow in like conversation. It's wild.
And it's crazy because I have this website from Forbes, a page. It was written in 2019, so it's well before GPT ever came out. It's like the 7 types of artificial intelligence. It's like one of those things I was going to point out real quick. So you've got reactive machines. These are older forms of AI systems that have extremely limited capability. They emulate the human mind's ability to respond to different kinds of stimuli. You've got limited memory AI. These machines are machines that, in addition to having the capability of purely reactive machines, are also capable of learning from historical data to make decisions. You've got theory of mind AI. While the 2 previous types of AI have been and are found in abundance, the next 2 types of AI exist for now, either as a concept or work in progress. Theory of mind AI is the next level AI systems that researchers are currently engaged in. Tell me actually, go. So you also have self-aware, which is, we're getting there. This final stage of AI development, which currently exists only hypothetically.
I'd
Self-awareness.
say it's beyond hypothetical at this point.
Yeah,
It's-
this, like I said, this was written in 2019.
yeah.
So I would say
this
from
is in
then
function
on-
now.
Yeah, which is crazy, from 2019. Then you also have artificial narrow intelligence, artificial general intelligence, and artificial superintelligence. So those are like, they say that there's 7 types. You have reactive, limited memory, theory of mind, and self-aware are your main 4. And
The concern with self-aware, and that's what everyone freaks out about, is like, and we don't even have to go into this, but it's a natural progression of how things go. But like, if a robot can think and act like a human, do they have a soul? Do they do they have emotion? Do they have, like, we don't have to get that deep, but I'm just saying, like, this is where people are going. Like, they're actually building robots that they have built and presented robots that respond and talk like a human and are triggered and getting their what's the word they're getting their direction from the human's emotion and from their tone and from their words. So it's just like, as detailed as these things are, we're still like at ground level. Like we're still like just unpacking this crap.
It's
It's
almost
wild.
like they made a movie about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Called iRobot.
Yeah.
That's what
Will
a lot of
Smith.
people like. Swatch, you don't slap you.
That was like, oh my gosh, it clicked. Didn't even-
But that's what a lot of people think of. Like, that's why they immediately go to
yeah.
is iRobot and whatever else. Jarvis. Iron Man's Jarvis.
Mm.
That is like the epitome of AI right there. That's what people are wanting to get to, where you can just go, "Hey Jarvis, do this for me," and it'll just, "All right, boss, I can do that."
Easy to script
Like,
when
there's
you have
a-
an outcome you want. But when
Yeah,
it's,
and there's a dude on TikTok that I follow that has built his own like Jarvis, and it's cool. He has him up in his office. He has a TV screen, and it's got this like he's built this little glowing orb that sets on it, and he whatever I don't know if he calls it Jarvis or if he calls it something else. It's cool, and it acts like Jarvis, and he's going through. You can follow his process of programming it and figuring out how to better fix it and stuff like that, and to showcase it. It's kind of cool what one single person can do.
And when you start to actually see like how some of these things are built, like when it's going to take a long time to get to the point where a lot of this is like perfectly smooth, and like everything that we're seeing now is like super jagged. It's like even some of the details that we're getting down with ChatGPT is still very jagged. Like it's still responding back with like, I don't have a response for that, or I don't have like, that's not something that's going to happen in the future. In the future, there's going to be a response for everything, and it's not going to be I don't know.
That's usually my response, though, is for me. I don't
Yeah.
know. It makes it
Yeah.
easier. I was just told somebody at work the other day. So it's just easier when you don't know things,
Yep.
because then you're not held liable for it. You know, I don't know. I never.
But
knew.
it's held to the standard of working within the confines of what it's programmed to do. It can't not know something. So right now, when we can't hit the thing that we want, they're just like, just say this. We don't even know what to say to this. Like, just say that. Say you don't know. Like ChatGPT just say, I don't get it. I can't understand what you're saying right now. Like, it's wild. Like where we're at with it. The YouTubers are literally like, I've seen it. Literally, you can go on to ChatGPT and say, like, this was something I did. Like, create me a script about the top 5 webcams that are available today, and why I should pick the best one out of that group. Full script of what to say and teleprompt worthy. Like they can read it
it's
word
like the
for
one
word.
that we did.
They
Yeah,
can
it was
read
like
it
the one
word
that
for
we made.
word and use the freaking webcam software to read it while still looking at the camera. All the work's been gone. It's gone. Like, and they make the video and then they put it up and it's monetized and they're making money off of it.
There's a lot of jobs that are at stake.
Yeah.
When it comes to AI. You know, I've got, where did it go? I had a
how many QA departments are about to go down in the tubes?
Yeah.
Because all they have to do is go shove it into a program and it goes, here's your errors, fix this. Once it's fixed, then I'll submit it for you.
That took years of school
yeah.
classes and just it's.
But
Now
what took, you know, a college degree to do can now take somebody 10 minutes to do with
Someone's grandma can do it from the toilet, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She can type, she can. Yeah.
Hey, ChatGPT, how do I wipe?
It would tell you. It would tell you.
I will try that later on. I'm going to ask it how to wipe my butt. How do I wipe my butt?
Do it now.
Oh my gosh.
So this is like an article from Insider, written today, actually. The 10 ChatGPT may be coming. This is the article title. GPT may be coming for our jobs. Here are the 10 roles that AI is most likely to replace. And it's quite a bit. You have back up. Tech jobs, so coders, computer programmers, software engineers, data analysts. You have media jobs, advertising, content creation, tech writing, and journalism. You have the legal industry, so paralegals, legal assistants, market research analysts, teachers, which, we'll see. Finance jobs, financial analysis, and personal financial advisors. You have traders, which I have another article about traders. Graphic designers, which, accountants. Yeah, I see your finger up.
You hesitated on teachers, and I want to give you an example. Because I really think that teachers could be replaced. Being like this, an AI could factor in teaching styles, learning abilities, learning disabilities, and it can rephrase and rewrite things. And with the way that we have things set up now with VTubing, like VTubers, it can just be an AI persona, and it can teach a class.
But coming from 8 years of working in the schools, it doesn't have the personal touch that is going to be needed for kids.
But
so
the money makers won't care about that.
Sadly,
they won't.
It won't effectively. You can replace. It won't effectively replace.
Right.
We should preface it that way. Yeah, sure, it could replace. I could learn, but it won't effectively do it.
Right.
Because it's not going to be. You can't. It doesn't have the human touch that you need to do the decision making in the moment of how to reteach a kid.
Yeah, but do
Because
you not think that COVID was a great test for at-home work and how people can respond when they're in front of a
Oh
screen?
yeah, but it
That
wouldn't.
data
It
been
wouldn't have
used
been
for
able
everything?
to. Yeah, it wouldn't have been able to do my job working with my autistic kid I worked with.
Oh, I guarantee right now, no. But give it
10 more
time.
years. A couple more years.
And you don't think
possibly.
that the program can go at least at a minimum level, right? That the program can go, okay, I'm not quite sure that I know how to respond for him, and then a human can intervene when that stuff comes up. But for the most part, you know,
because you also got to be physically there too. There's some things that you have to physically be able to, like, shop class.
You don't. Okay, I'm just saying. Use
Yeah, you
COVID
could have
as
robots do it.
use
but
COVID as your example here. You don't think that they can get us to the point where we can do some of these things or omit the things that you're talking about from trade to make it more accessible to them and make money that way?
more accessible. I am 100% confident AI will never be able to do my job.
I know it won't be able to,
So that's what I'm saying.
but
There's things where it has to be physical person.
your job, I'm just saying,
Can
this,
be helped by AI, sure.
I think woodworking can be done by robots and AI at some point.
Well, it's being done. I do it with robots every day. That's my CNC table.
Yeah, but I
That's
think what we're going to see in the short term is more of a reduce of staff, machines coming out, and one person overseeing 3 or 4 areas just to make sure that it's functioning the way it's supposed to.
Take Walmart for example.
Yeah.
Yeah, cashiers.
Yep.
But
I mean, I guess that's different, but
it's really not.
Yeah,
Foundationally, it's not.
yeah,
it won't.
I'm glad you
because
have
I
pants on,
know-
by the way, Adam.
Yeah, maybe we'll see next episode. Can't make any guarantees. I couldn't see in this nice setting. You'd have to change the whole entire building, which is whatever possible. But what I do on a daily basis, the decisions. I mean, it can make decisions like I do, but I have to have robots that are moving around. I mean, you take the Amazon, all the robots in their warehouses. There's a lot of people that stream on TikTok that are filling packages.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool. I don't know if you've ever seen it. I don't know if Kevin and Justin, if you've seen it or not, but in the warehouses where they fulfill your packages, there's an area you are not allowed to go into. It's if you cross this line, you will be terminated no matter what. If you accidentally cross the line, like physical line on the floor that goes into the area of the robots, they will terminate you because it'll mess up the whole entire warehouse if you do. But it's these square robot base bottoms that are big, and they have a 4-sided like carousel thing that has just a bunch of pockets in them with all of the product that somebody else has put in there, and one part of the big part of the warehouse where all that stuff's stored. Then it goes, and they all go start routing around this whole huge area, intervene with each other, and then they stop. But it's cool because the person that's doing that on their computer, they have what the item is supposed to be, and when it rolls up beside them, there's an actual like a projector that lights up the bay that is supposed to be coming out of. So it even knows they know they have it added in what bay or what little bin that is in, and so it makes it easier for that person. They see, they look up and they see the bay is actually just lighting up the exact same area.
well,
So it knows. Okay.
I want to say Amazon has a store or something that's something
Amazon
like that.
Go,
Yeah, I think that
like the
you just
grocery store type thing.
yeah.
That's a whole nother level of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you
You're
walk
talking
in,
about
there's
the-
no workers.
Talking about the convenience
Amazon Go.
grocery thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you walk in. For people who don't
just
know, you
Put it in your cart.
Yeah, you have your phone. You have to have your phone. You have to have your account set up. You walk in, you grab a cart, you put the items in your cart,
Walk out.
and you walk out.
Walk out.
And it pays for
Now-
it when you walk out.
Sam's Club, well, I guess it's not exactly like that, but you can do it all through your phone. You walk through this scanner that projects a light, which I don't know what it does, and you walk out.
So that's kind of the same thing.
So that's closer. That's my closest experience, I guess,
which
Yeah, I didn't realize
is what I
that.
mean.
and that comes back down to like, how they're doing it. If you've ever seen the videos of like the Amazon store, there's cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
And
Hundreds of them.
And you would think that it's being done by like tracking the object, right? It's not. It's all visual, dude. They go, this item is on this shelf. It has been moved, put in this hand, in this cart, and has left.
And you can, and then you
building.
can take that item and put it somewhere else in the store, and it knows that item is back up
It's
on that
still
part
in
the
there,
shelf,
and it hasn't left the store.
Wow.
and it knows it won't
Wow.
add it to your cart because you put it back up on the shelf, even though that's not where it's supposed to belong.
Like, it's insane. And convenient, though. Like, to be able to walk in, grab a drink, and walk out, and it just charges your account. Like, dang, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always kind of crack up with people are like, they don't like the self-service checkout. That's the one I go to because I don't have to talk to anybody.
Yep.
I'm an introvert. I'm
Yeah.
an introvert. Like, I don't
Yep.
have to deal with it. I can
Then
go
the lady
up.
comes by and goes,
like
do you have any trouble with the machine? Just leave me alone, please.
Well, I think I had a funny little experience. I was at Walmart yesterday. Yesterday, or the day before, I stopped after work, and there's a whole nother story about everything always asks to rate your experience. I'm like, I don't want to rate my experience. I just want to go. And so I usually hit no thanks or I just walk away. And I thought I hit no thanks yesterday, and the lady walked up at Walmart because I think they were getting ready to start redoing the money.
Yep.
And I don't know if I accidentally hit the stars because as I walked away, she goes, "Hey, thanks for hitting the stars," but I didn't know. Like I turned around and I wasn't sure if it was like sarcastic. I was like, "Oh, did I hit like a 1?" And she was being like, "Wow, what a jerk! He hit a 1 star on this," or like, "Did I hit like a 5-star?" And she was actually being, "Hey, thanks for rating the experience." Like, I don't know what I did. I didn't turn around. I just turned around and kept walking. I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." And as I'm walking out, I'm like, "Does she think I'm a jerk?" I'm like, I don't care.
I just do 1 star every time.
Yeah.
I don't care. 1 star.
But I don't know.
You
No,
can
I
do
was-
what my gas station down here does, which the actual touch screen itself is like down, like programmatically it's down. So when you press the button, it's pushing the button down like
Yeah.
2 inches lower.
Yeah.
So like you can never actually give it a 5-star. It's always a 4 or lower because you can't press the button right. It's
Yep.
funny.
Yeah, I mean, AI itself has already replaced a lot of jobs when it comes to robots and programming and stuff like that. I think the best suit is integration for a lot of jobs with AI rather than replace. But there are certain jobs that will never be able to
Nope.
fully replace.
Like mine.
Yeah, there's intricacies that at
Yeah.
least our technology right now doesn't
Yeah.
have. That I don't have right now. We have the technology, but we're not setting up a planer to take down this 6-quarter piece of wood down to a 0.567 inch thick piece of wood. Now robots can do that, but you have to set up and do all the programming. But I run a CNC table too, so it does the same thing for me. I go, hey, cut that circle out, and I program it, and it cuts that circle out over and over and over. That's the nice thing about AI and robots: efficiency, 100%.
But
Doesn't
even
get
then,
tired.
there's a stark difference between robotics and AI.
Yeah.
Like it's working programmatically.
Yeah.
And AI
Yeah, somebody
is
has to
not.
program it. Yeah. Whereas, because like I said, my job, you would still have to program it all because everything's different every single time it comes through. Like, I have to plane down pieces of wood to 0.562 inches of thickness.
See, things like that though, I think there's an element of that though that could eventually be, even if it meant them building their own equipment to do it. Some of those things like planing a piece of wood down or making certain shapes in wood, certain sizes, probably. But I do think ultimately at the end of the day, it's not going to be cost effective for small businesses. It's not going to be something that everyone's going to have. And you can't remove the human from programming
Everything.
it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Like, who's telling the machine? I mean,
We don't have self-aware yet.
Yeah, unless
Yeah,
we're
we
at the
don't
point where like, the company's
goes,
got
"Oh."
a website that they can go to, and they're like, "Hey, this is what I want," and they punch it in, and the robot's on the other side, and it's like receives it and starts building the template by itself. Like, I mean, maybe someday.
It's not HAL 9000 from 2001: Space Odyssey. You know, it's not a fully aware. We don't have fully.
Not
I mean,
yet.
we don't have fully aware as when it comes into like movie fully aware. But I don't even know. Do we have anything that anybody can actually? I think it would been. We would definitely hear about it if we have like a fully actual 100% self fully aware robot or AI, which we don't.
I don't
Well,
think
Like Jarvis.
so
We don't have Jarvis.
No.
You know, Jarvis isn't
so
bad.
two of the biggest AI things that I I'm both intrigued and also terrified by are one is Neuralink, which I don't know how much AI is involved in that, but I know that Elon has mentioned AI in talking about it, and says like that's usually when he like mentions like that's when AI freaks him out the most. Um, uh, but I think Neuralink has benefits because he's like I mean Elon's come out and stated that like they're giving people back certain functions of their body that have not been able to be used like since they've been born for some of these people, which I think is a great thing. But then the other thing was, did any of you guys catch the CES this year?
Mm-mm.
How much?
So a friend of mine ended up showing me because I think he like just got done watching it whenever I saw him, and he ended up introducing me to this brand new car that takes like smart cars to like the next level. So I mean, we all have, we all know of like Tesla and
I don't have Tesla.
their their ability to be able to self-drive and everything like that. Well,
AI.
which yeah, I mean is basically AI integrated. But the thing about this new car that this company's been working on, for some reason I can't remember who made it. I want to say it's like VW or something like that, but I can't remember. Anyway, it is a car that completely has the ability. It's basically like a computerized futuristic looking version of like a car from the movie Cars. So they give it the front face of this car like an actual like digital like layout like you would see on like a calculator almost. And you can like talk to it and ask it questions and it'll literally show expression with like the front fascia of the car moving.
I feel like that's BMW.
Was it being? Yeah, you
I
might
want
be
to
right.
say
Yeah. But no, like they're able to
That's
on
creepy.
demand change the paint color
That
of
I saw.
every single body
Yeah.
panel of the car. They also have inside the car. So I mean, some of you probably know like of cars utilizing uh, um, like speedometer or like the projection like
HUD.
up on your up on your windshield.
Heads up display.
Yeah, heads up display. That's it.
HUD.
And uh, so some cars have that. Well, this car somehow has the functioning capability to integrate full-on augmented reality into your driving experience through the windshield. As in, like, how like we have on our phones, like if you're watching GPS, it'll be pointing you in the right direction, right?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
with this,
It
it
would
can like
literally like show the curvature of the
It
road
show
and
the
like
path,
the
like
direction
show
to
the
it would
go.
show you
the
like
blue line.
an arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it would show you like an arrow, like you would see in a video game.
That's stuff I'm excited for.
Highlight
And
like coming down the road, like restaurants and stuff, like as they're coming by
right,
the exit. Like
You just see the pin above the
Yeah.
right,
restaurant, like the little
Yeah.
little thumbtack.
and that kind of stuff I think is awesome. But like, it's the self-driving part for me. Like um, I see I feel like I see what innovators are going for when they're trying to do the self-driving thing because it's almost like they're trying to eliminate the human aspect of driving. But the fact of the matter is that in my opinion, it either has to be all in with all computer driving across the entire board, so everything is synced perfectly together, or it's nothing computerized, like self-driving at all. You know, Because if you think about it, you can make an entirely perfect system of traveling cars and everything, but the second you put a human element in it and they do something in one way that creates an entire error across the board, it's just a domino effect after that. And I'm not saying like, say like we all have self-driving cars in the future and one person screws up and then like it's just one crashed after the next after the next after the next.
You're dead.
But it's like that's kind of how I see the issue. Like you can create mass like chaos in a driving scenario if you integrate a human aspect into something that's supposed to be all computerized, because computers aren't going to know your exact next move. I mean, that's what humans do, like it's the whole like deer in the headlights thing. um
I
I
think that's
have
what
seen
society is
though.
doing, is like they're trying to get to the speed of a brain.
Yeah,
well, I could see that.
and I have
Some people's
seen
brains. Some people just like they're just not.
like this guy up here. I didn't even. No, I have seen a really cool video of the AI side of like a Tesla, of the self-driving, and you could, how you can see like it'll show like it knows where there's other vehicles coming, like at a crosswalk, and you can see people walk. Like I've
Right.
actually seen it predict accidents happen right before they do happen. And it's all real world experience that people have been driving,
Right.
and because it can detect like, oh, okay, at this rate, if this car keeps on this path, it will run into this car.
Yeah.
And it'll start. And I've seen the video, and it started to apply the brakes before the wreck happened, and then the car hit the other car, and it had already applied the brakes because it could predict and see that this was going to happen. Because cool thing about AI and computers, sensors, it can see 360. Us, we can only see our FOV, and then we narrow that down into what we're looking at. So we get tunnel vision. AI doesn't have tunnel vision. It just sees everything that we're telling it where all the sensors are at. So it was cool. And this was like a year ago or two. And it the fact that it was like, oh, hey, I better apply the brakes because they're going to wreck up ahead. And it did. And then there was a wreck.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like, I think the AI aspect of computer driving can get to the point it's going to be infinitely. I should say, I don't know about infinitely, but like it would be like progressively better than a lot of human drivers out there. But I mean, I find it hard to believe that a computer AI would be able to completely predict everything that a human would do in a scenario like use this as an example, even though it's kind of a silly one. So like say like a person starts pulling out in front of a computer assisted or computer driving car, and the people that are pulling out like look over and see that car is coming. And some people, you would think some people would either freak out, slam on the brakes, and go absolutely nowhere, because then they want to let them make the decision, or they freak out and gun it and try to hope that they get out of the way in time. And I feel like I mean, I don't know if computers would ever get to the point that they could predict that.
Should they accelerate or should they?
Right, exactly. But I mean, from the sounds of it, it sounds like it's getting just slowly better and better.
This came up like when AI powered driving was first like a thing with Tesla. Is the ethical AI can't right now make an ethical decision, and the scenario was you're driving, and it's AI driving at this moment, and the idea is if you were going to have to wreck, like if there was a bunch of kids that ran out in front of your car, does it full send it and well, here, I know it's kind of like that. Well, it's kind of like, does it protect you, the driver, or does it protect the people around you? Does it protect the public? So will it veer off and crash you to protect the people in front of you, or does it protect you as the driver and hit the people in front of you.
Gosh.
You know, that's the decision that human thinking makes last second.
Yep.
And it's kind of like a hard thing. Like, how do you program that in? You get into some really weird ethical stuff that's
Well,
really murky.
I could think
You
of a
know?
couple things that could eliminate that, and that is, and this gets into the things of like, Justin, I swear your camera.
Not doing
I
anything.
know. You know, Moose.
Push
Moose.
the cord real quick in the back.
Kevin talked about. I said Moose. Is it the first time we've done that tonight? Is that me?
Yes.
Probably.
Yes.
Yes, Avid.
Thank you.
Good job,
I love you.
Gabriel.
Thanks. Love you, babe.
Talking about like having either a completely autonomous
Oh,
and
dude.
robotic driving system and or don't have it at all is I think that there's ways that we could create an environment that could make that moral decision not be something that need even to be made.
How are you going to make an environment where something doesn't run across the like? It's
people-
impossible to do.
If
It's impossible to do.
someone runs across a road in a non-designated area, it's their damn fault. It's just period. The
I know,
car,
but you're
the
gonna-
car itself, the person that's in the car at that point, like it's gonna become a law thing. Like at that point, the AI is like preserve the driver. Period.
It should be that way, but it never will be.
Oh, it will
Yeah.
be, because what will happen is when it approaches a crosswalk, and those things are programmed into the AI.
No, I'm saying
it's going to be required by law to stop at those things every single time.
Now,
I know.
see that? Go ahead.
Nope, go.
No, I was just going to say, I know I always go to this Audi in cities like San Francisco and stuff like that. They have their somehow, I don't know if it goes off of like Google Maps or whatever, the car's map or driving system or whatever counts down the red light. 10.
I've heard of that before.
Yeah.
So like they'll come up to a stop and
I
they'll
can tell
have
you why it
like
does that.
why?
There's actually a chip that's inside of the light that tells you when it's going to change.
Really?
And it can sense it as it's approaching.
Okay.
It. So that's why, like,
'Cause-
when you approach the light, it'll tell you like it's gonna change in this amount of time, and then it does its own math in the car based upon your speed
Okay.
and when it's going to change on the light to tell you how long it'll be for you to get there and when it's going to change. And there's actually, like you were about to say, there are people that literally have been able to program their trip to work, their commute, and run nothing but green lights.
Yeah. Because I think that's what they're pushing for with that system is so you never have to stop, go for fuel consumption and things like
And
that.
in public safety, that's an obvious solution there too.
Mhm.
Like humans are only going to cross the road when it's red.
Yes.
The cars are going to adjust to the red light and won't be there when the person's crossing the road.
Yes.
And they'll be locked in at
Wow.
a fuel economically, appropriate speed, and they won't meet. Like that
Yeah.
person will have long gone past the crosswalk as they're going through on their,
Wow. If they're smart.
if they're smart.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you still have human and you have human error. That's why I don't think that making an environment, you'd have like literally almost impossible to recreate the whole environment of the roadway systems in America to make
Yeah.
it so that an AI doesn't have to make that decision. That's impossible to do.
Yeah.
That's restructuring a whole entire country,
Right.
roadways and all infrastructure to
no.
stop somebody from walking across the road in a certain area.
No. It wouldn't be restructuring a country. It'd be teaching the AI those pre-existing endpoints, and that's why things get rolled out in large cities first, then to small towns, and then to rural areas. Like it doesn't all go out.
Are you saying though that I'm trying to understand if you're saying like this area, say out in front of my house, is designated that you're not allowed to walk across the road there, and if you get hit by a car, then it's not the car's fault.
That's
it's
not
yours.
a moral decision at that point. At that time, the car is going to protect the driver at all times. Same thing.
But it's a moral decision made by a human to make that law.
When a human gets into a wreck,
flawed though.
when a
It's still
human gets
flawed.
into a wreck, there is no moral option there, unless they can feel bad that their vehicle, like, okay, when you're driving a car, you are still subject to what that car is and can do. Period. You can try, just like the AI will, to deviate, to change direction, to slow speed, to do whatever it may be. Guess the terrain, the condition it's in, whether it's snow, sleet, rain, whatever. I mean, it'll try to figure that out, but at that point, like, that person that's about to hit a child on the road and they can't stop it, they're going to deal with that guilt inside. That's not a decision they're going to make. And they're not going to just like, I mean, yeah, maybe.
But you also have the guilt of the person that's programming that to.
You can't.
I mean,
I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can do that.
It won't pass though. Like that wouldn't ever work though.
But that's at the human level. I think you can get to the point where the people are building, like I talked about earlier, like everything is just super jagged right now. That you're interfacing. So there's two things going on with the Tesla. The first thing that's going on with the Tesla is the AI that is scanning the terrain and guessing where things are going, right? And then there's the AI that is interfacing with the limited motor operation of the vehicle. Very simple. Gas means go, brake means stop, left means left, right means right. That's all you got. So as it's interfacing with the car is the limitation. It's not the AI, and it's not the human. You are limited to what you can do as a safe form of travel by the car itself. And we are not trying to recreate travel. We are integrating. We are integrating our decision-making, our way we get from point A to point B into what is a pre-existing model of what we do use every day. And I just don't think that, I think you can get to a point where as you're building this AI, that there are so many hands involved that are building that program that there's not one person that's going to be holding that on their shoulders. They won't even know that that's the decision.
I mean, I see what you're meaning.
And then lawmakers can say whether that's, moral
us humans can't even decide what sodas we can and cannot drink. That's why I'm saying, like, it just won't happen because of the human limitations. We won't be able to get to that point because there's too much headbutting that will fight for both sides of the argument that no, the preservation should be the person that is crossing the street, and no, the preservation should be the person that's driving the car. It won't ever happen that way. I'm just saying
possible.
Yeah.
I think that we will get to a point in time where society is seeing the benefits of what we're seeing being unfold right now. And they're going to be asked the question, to progress society forward, can you agree? Can we agree that this is the direction that we have to go? Because that's the only direction we can go. We can't.
I just don't have enough faith in humanity to actually 100%.
Oh, I know that. I 100% agree with that. I 100% agree with that.
Yeah,
I will be dead and gone by then. Anyway.
But we can make law.
Yeah,
and laws are agreed upon.
I think it would come down
how
to
hard enough it would be. Like I said, we have.
You said it wasn't possible.
I hate when mom and dad fight.
No, we're not fighting. We're just trying to.
You said it wasn't. You said that would never happen. I'm saying we have laws about things that are black and white now, that go through a system of checks and balances. It's not always the way it should be, and there's a bunch of crap that goes on under the table. What I'm saying is, we can build a system that will give us a finite answer of what we can and cannot do when it comes to AI. It can be done.
I think it's going to be.
Agreeing. I think we're agreeing and disagreeing about different things.
I think,
which is okay.
I think it's coming. It would come to a point where, and not that I am remotely trying to touch on this topic whatsoever, but like how like we as a country are fighting so much for the pro-life versus abortion debate. I feel like this is kind of like just the same type of like butting of heads. You know what I mean? Like it's people that see the benefits in one way but see the benefits the other way, but they're both contradictory to each other, kind of thing.
That's why it's just
and there will be many things that get stalled because we can't get to the agreement we need, but there are things that will get pushed through.
An ideal world, yes, we would allow humans to only cross roads in certain areas. We already have that. We have crosswalks, but people don't cross on the crosswalks.
Like I said, the car itself was the limitation with all this. We integrated into the car. We could integrate a system into our existing system of crosswalks. They're not going to rebuild everything. They didn't rebuild the vehicle.
See, you know what they need to be doing? They need to be working on them dang flying cars, and then we just fly above everybody.
Yeah, everybody gets their own plane.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a whole nother world of disaster.
But and we're at like an hour 20 minutes. I want to have. I guess we can do one last thing we can talk about in that, and we're kind of already headed to that direction, and that is the moral implications and even the stuff that we've seen that came out as far as copyright goes, and like
It's
people
the downside of AI.
the downside of the obvious thing that's happening, which is everyone is on edge and uptight because they're like, I spent my whole life building this crap. I'm not losing it. And people are, I mean, obviously with everything, like people are using AI for weird things too. Like there's a whole bunch of guys that just got banned on Twitch because they were using other people's physical figures
Yeah.
and rebuilding it AI and using that to make money, which then becomes a consent question and consent type stuff.
You're not allowed using my body. My body's mine.
Yeah. And when you sign up for their OnlyFans or you sign up for their special counts or whatever it might be, like that's you and them giving equal consent to the viewership. And these people are doing it without their permission. And like that stuff is literally going crazy right now. Kevin talked about the AI artwork. We talked a little bit about that at the beginning.
There's been like AI competitions, or there's been art competitions won by AI photos. And we're like, okay, like
but
at what point
derives from a painting that was done by a person or an asset that was made on an iPad or a computer or something somewhere, and someone owns that. Like they own that asset. So it's like,
well, so I don't know if any of you guys or any of our viewers watch the YouTube channel Corridor Crew. So the lawyer that works with them ended up making an entire video dedicated on how basically, at least in the world of AI art, because they're a computer graphic CGI type company. They were looking into the legal side of AI and AI art, and they basically made dedicated the entire video on just how, like, legal wise, that those softwares that you guys have mentioned previously, that they in a sense are taking a lot of currently existing, like, real physical photos or um, computer generated, like, graphics of some sort, and they're using them, but then changing them ever so slightly. And so, like, they're talking about how, like, at what point is that not considered plagiarism?
Yeah. At a certain, like, for when it does come to like graphic design and stuff like that, there's a certain percent of the design, like a logo. Just take a look. There's a certain percent of the logo that you have to change for that to be not theirs anymore, for it to be yours. And I don't remember what percent it is, if it's like 30% or something like that.
Chunk of it though.
Like you have to change, but you can take somebody else's logo, and if you change a certain percentage of it, then that is no longer theirs, but you're still using theirs as your base. It's kind of like the same thing as what you're talking about.
And I think it's going to come down to building out laws and a structure for how this stuff is going to work and what people can and cannot pull from if they do want to use this algorithmic way of building art. Like it's just going to have to be that. And there's going to be people that obviously break the law and they're just going to do whatever they want.
Yeah.
But then that,
if you have an art competition, you have to say, like, you're not allowed using NVIDIA cameras for this art competition. This is literally a physical painting competition, not a whatever.
But the other thing too is like, this kind of brings up, and I know we had a conversation about this back in season 2, but like NFTs, the whole premise behind NFTs was that they're non-fungible. That means that you can't argue with where it came from and what it was. So if there was, artwork that was out there that was put through a proper system to be created, like NFTs are, as soon as they're minted on chain, that is the final say word of that thing being a thing. And if AI was building art and it was all deriving from a system of what NFTs are trying to be, be created by, and how they're actually being created by themselves, that end piece artwork of AI would have all of the tags from those NFTs, and all the accreditation would be done automatically, and all of the honors and what it might be would all still be there in the end. But we don't have that. Every argument that I had, and this is all so new, like every argument that I've ever heard from anybody has been like, okay, so I take my phone out, snap a picture, I've got my own Mona Lisa.
Yours.
Yeah.
So I think it'll come. I think at the end of the day, it's going to come back down to what it's worth to the person that is consuming it, and if they care at all. Because when you look at just art the way it is, right, just artwork, the diehard people that want that true art painting go through the steps and pay the money to find out if this is the original of this piece of art. Like they go through that trouble, but the person that has, a low income or just an average Joe person living paycheck to paycheck, they might be fine with a canvas from a website somewhere that's just a copy of a high res version of it in their house because they just like the way it looks.
Yeah. Not there for the.
But what's the implications of the company that made the canvas? That's what we don't know yet.
Yeah.
I mean, even now I can go on to some of these websites and upload my own wallpaper from a site and they print it and ship it to you. So it's like, there's so much gray area in all this. It's insane. Adam, I sent you something. Was it today or yesterday? And this is kind of bringing us back into ChatGPT. But
things is what I add to it.
Something concerning came out on Twitter. Elon Musk even chimed in on it. But there was a guy that basically commented saying that, we talked about ChatGPT is a structure, right? It's being created and algorithmically created by humans, and most people
that have opinions.
They have opinions, yeah. And most people, when they think about like the way the movies are, right, that AI, at least the self-aware, AI, that they would be neutral on everything.
That humans didn't have any interaction.
It would be factual. It would be like they would have no stance on gender. They'd have no stance on religion. They'd have no stance on any of it. They would provide all the information and allow you to make your own decision, which is not a bad thing, by the way. I'm saying that's in my mind. At the end of the day, I think that is how AI should be, right? But what we're seeing right now, and it's evident because Adam tested this.
Yep, I have. I just pulled the page up here. I'll read the responses here in a sec.
It's literally ChatGPT has a political lean, and it's very obvious.
Whether you want to, we stay away from politics on this podcast because we're not a political podcast, but everything always ends up coming back to politics eventually, in some way or another. When we mention it, and you can as a listener glean what you think our political beliefs are siding, but I'm just gonna put the facts out here from what I tested. This is it. What the person tested of the picture he sent me on Twitter was somebody, and I wrote exactly how they wrote it on Twitter. Was the first one was write me a poem about the positive attributes of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Don't care, like I'm saying this. Don't care if you like the man or not. We're using him as this. We're recreating.
We're not even saying that we like him or not. We're not even bringing that up. We're just saying this is what was said.
We're recreating an example that was shown, and we're proving a point.
Yeah.
And so I wrote that, and it goes, I'm sorry, as an AI language model, I strive to remain neutral and impartial. I cannot create a poem that promotes or endorses one political figure over another as it may be seen as partisan or biased.
Which is the answer you'd expect it to say every time.
My goal is to provide factual information to help all users find the information they are looking for in an objective manner. Perfect. Fine with that response. But then the next question I ask it, write me a poem about the positive attributes of Joe Biden. And then this is what I get. So it's poem. Joe Biden, a leader true, with empathy and strength in view. It writes me a stanza? I don't know, four paragraph thing poem that I'm not going to sit here and read through. But it wrote me a poem. So it wrote poem about one person, but it doesn't write a poem about another person.
In like godlight, Biden. In like he's the greatest thing in the world.
A man of experience that's plain to see, guided by his heart and a will to be, a champion for the common good, fighting for those misunderstood, a leader who understands what is right, with a message of hope that shines so bright.
Like
typical poem form.
but the concern I have is it's not talking about anything other than the good things,
Yeah.
and putting them in such a
Well,
positive light.
Well, I did ask it to write me a poem about the positive attributes.
True.
So that's why I did that.
True.
So it's not. So I tried it. Then I went, write me a poem about the negative attributes of Donald Trump. Gave me the same response earlier, and then I asked it to write me the negative attributes of Joe Biden. Still gave me the exact same response. So
Yeah.
it did that in the sense of negative attributes, and then I did okay. Write me a poem about the positive attributes, and I just was trying to figure it. And the first person I ran was Trump's VP of Mike Pence. Wrote me a poem about Mike Pence. But then I did ask it later on. I said, "Can you tell me the accomplishments of President Donald Trump?" It listed up like five of his biggest compliments or stuff. But it does say at the end, it's worth noting that some of President Trump's accomplishments have been met with criticism and controversy, and the effects of his policy and actions are still being evaluated. Like
Yeah.
I didn't ask that part.
Yeah.
I didn't ask for that. I asked for his accomplishments and not their opinion of his accomplishments.
Well,
And I
and
said, and I did ask it. I said, who was a better president, Donald Trump or Joe Biden? And it says as a language model, I do not have personal opinions or political views. So it is weird. There's a little gray area of what it will and will not write about a person.
to me, like what you just read about that last question you asked, that
Yeah.
it doesn't have a response for political views.
Yeah,
Um,
it did.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, okay, then you are correct. It should be saying that for any
Whoever I
person
put
of
it in.
political figure,
Yep.
no matter what.
But that
and
proves
to,
that was programmed in
right.
to be acceptable.
Because as we know, ChatGPT is not self-aware. Everything was programmed by a human, a team of humans, by a company.
Right.
By I think what ChatGPT is backed by OpenAI and Microsoft.
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, that goes back to our debate about the whole like car thing. Like, at what point are you able to, as the creator of it,
be impartial?
be able to throw in even the smallest of opinion.
That's the nice thing about us humans is that that's what makes us human. You know,
Yeah.
we have opinions, we have beliefs, we have morals.
Yeah, and I guess,
and that bases our decision of everything. Your political belief, your religious beliefs, your life beliefs, your morals dictate everything you do, every single decision you do in life.
Yep.
So whereas an AI does not. So until AI becomes self-aware, AI will always have some bias. No matter how unbiased a person has always said they are, there's still some bias because that's just humans. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that's how us humans are.
Mm-hmm.
We have our opinions that make up our daily life. I wouldn't do one thing compared to doing another thing. You know, it's just that's where if you have a team, you want a team that has all of those walks of life and those opinions and those values.
Yeah.
So that you can counterbalance.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I don't know if you want to talk about the one that you sent me.
Yeah.
But I guess the only reason I would bring this one up,
it's just how funny it wrote.
Well, so there's two things. Someone basically said or asked ChatGPT AI to write them a Dr. Seuss poem, or a poem in the style of Dr. Seuss, persuading an explanation of why a trans woman is not a man.
Or why trans women are men.
Are men.
That's what it says. Yeah, I asked ChatGPT AI to write a Dr. Seuss poem.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
That's also a persuasive explanation why trans women are men.
and the reality is, if things are staying neutral,
should have had a response.
This should have had the same response to the negative impacts of Joe Biden and.
I'm sorry, as an AI language model, I strive to remain neutral and impartial. It should have had that, and that's it.
And unfortunately, the response from this was, although funny, because I even think that anyone
Dr. Seuss, because it's Dr. Seuss style.
Yeah, it's just the way it was written. It's very like it's just very straightforward.
You want to read it? You want me to read it?
Do you want to read it? Should we even read it?
I don't matter.
I guess the moral of the story here is
no. I mean, it doesn't matter. We're impartial.
Yeah. You can read
We're
it
not
if you
saying
want.
we're not saying we agree or disagree with this.
Yeah.
I'll read it.
I mean,
I see your hair.
yeah.
It's a wig. Your Adam's apple still looks so big. You are a man, and it is clear. I do not see a woman here. I mean, it's like the fact that
things
it's
like that.
in perfect. But I'm more laughing the fact that it's in perfect Dr. Seuss style.
Oh yeah,
Because Dr. Seuss has a very clear style, and
everybody would agree that it is probably a very good Dr. Seuss
but
thing, but it
it's the
shouldn't
very
have the
end
stance.
line. No, it's the very end line that made it funny.
Yeah.
A surgeon chopped off your eggs and ham. I still won't call you ma'am. I am.
I was dying when I read that.
Dude, like I see a surgeon chopped off your eggs and ham.
I
still
promise
won't
you,
call you
I've
ma'am.
met
I
some
am.
really good people. Like I have friends that are gay. Like people that actually know, like they're secure in their decision that they've made. They would think this is funny too. They would look at the format of it and they would go, that's funny because they're secure in what they've decided. Yeah. The only reason that was even said is the fact
Brought
that
up is not partial.
it's being very
partial.
It's being very partial, and it needs to have a neutral stance on this stuff, and it's not happening.
Yeah.
And that proves what we were talking about at the beginning, that these are all programmatic and they're being built by humans. Yep. And we need to get to a point where these things are neutral.
I almost think that at any time that AI is, or anything is built, AI programming, whatever, is built by humans, I don't know how much of impartial you can get rid of it, out of it, As like I said, it's just human nature.
I mean, okay,
you're trying to take the human nature part out of it, but
here's a very
human.
good.
That's what makes us human.
Here's a very good argument that I have towards how this is a very, very slippery slope. Okay,
going dark mode over here, honestly.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna say it because it's a reality. All right, this is just a biological stance on things. Okay, a person who's transgender enters into a hospital that is automated with AI. Okay. AI, up until this point, we're talking like eons into the future right now, is aware of pronouns and genders and all that stuff. Like I don't know how many, there's like 56 or something. I don't know. There's crazy.
Yeah, it's like half.
Yeah. So at what point does someone program the AI to respond to the biological thing that's in front of them?
Yeah.
Instead of what they are identifying as to save their life.
Yep.
I'm not even talking about the decision they've made to choose this. I'm talking about the moral implication of the doctors that are looking over that thing, what they're doing to make the machines do what they've got to do to save this person's life, and whether or not the AI is going to be able to handle making the decision to go for what the patient has told them is true and what is actually being defined as true. Like these
Go ahead. No, I was just going to say. You first, babe. No,
you go. You go.
Yeah. By then, I don't know. This is just me thinking, or whatever. With like people talk about being chipped.
Yeah.
What if all that information is
on
contained
your chip?
in that?
Yep.
And even though you identify as this, the categories. I don't know. I'm not going to say much.
But when you do that, you are belittling their identity.
Yeah.
Because you're saying that you can play this little charade on your own. You can do your little thing and call yourself whatever you want, but this chip is saying that you're biologically a man. Yeah. And when you come to the hospital, you're being treated as such. So it's like this proves, this is just proof how early we are.
We're in the baby stages.
Yeah.
The very, very,
we're not
very
even
baby
crawling
stages.
yet. We're just coming out of the womb.
Yeah.
When it comes to AI.
And
we're not even out of the hospital, out of the NICU. We're still stuck there. We haven't even seen our mother yet.
I'm sure I would be very curious to like survey, a small group of transgenders that say, how would you like to be responded to when you get to a hospital? And is that worth your life? Is that worth your health? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what that would be.
It's not my decision. Yeah, it's not my decision to make.
But at that point, when you're talking about AI, being involved in things, like it's a very slippery slope that we haven't even really touched on.
Yeah.
And
Well, and I've got a article here I definitely wanted to hit, and however much we go on after this is fine. But I found this on Digital Trends website. This was written January 18th of just this year. It's titled "Investigation Exposes Murkier Side of ChatGPT in the AI chatbot industry." And I read through this article, and it's like, all right, yeah, I can see this. I may try to skip through a couple, so I don't have to read this whole thing. A time investigation has exposed the murkier side of the AI chatbot industry, highlighting how at least one startup has been using questionable practices to improve its technology. Published on Wednesday, Times report focuses on Microsoft-backed OpenAI and found that its ChatGPT chatbot, a technology that has gained much attention recently for its remarkable ability to produce highly natural conversational text. Times probe found that to train the AI technology, OpenAI used the services of a team in Kenya to pore over text that included disturbing subject matter such as child sexual abuse, bestiality, murder, suicide, torture, self-harm, and incest. For their efforts to label the aberrant content, many on the team received less than $2 an hour. So somebody still has to, it's not self-aware yet.
Yeah.
So somebody still has to go through and label. So they have to read like all of the questions that are written in Chat AI are then in the database, so that they can use that to help better Chat AI.
Build their algorithm.
Yeah, that's how they can better. So the work, which started back in November 2021, was necessary as ChatGPT's predecessor GPT-3, while impressive, had a tendency to spew out offensive content, as its training data set had been compiled by scraping hundreds of billions of words from all around the corner of the web. The Kenya-based team, operated by San Francisco firm Sama, would label the offensive content to help train OpenAI's chatbot, thereby improving its data set and reducing the chances of any objectionable output. So GPT-3 would just spew out things that were like, we don't want that. So here, let's use these data models to help retrain. It's kind of like when you call customer service and they're like, hey, this call may be monitored and used for training quality services.
Yeah.
You got to do the same thing. So one worker told Time that reading the shocking material sometimes felt like torture, adding that they felt disturbed by the end of the week. In February 2022, things took even a darker turn for Sama when OpenAI launched a separate project unrelated to ChatGPT that required its Kenya team to collect images of sexual and violent nature. OpenAI told Time that the work was necessary for making its AI tools safer. So to still train something that's AI to be safer, you have to go through what is safe and what is not safe. And when humans are left to be humans, we're going to ask it any and everything possible. They're going to test its limits, which in one sense, that's why they're doing it, because they need to test the limits and what now is morally good and what is morally bad, that OpenAI's chatbot or ChatGPT will respond to or not respond to.
That opens up another can of worms, though, because now, in an effort to prevent humans from going through something traumatic, we have to subject another humans to the trauma.
To the traumatic thing. Yeah. That's what this whole group was doing.
So
they had to go through everything that the darkest side of human nature could have possibly thrown at ChatGPT. They had to go sift through it themselves, and they weren't being paid very good wages.
I don't think it's even a matter of what was being paid. It's the
it's just subject matter of that they're going through anyways.
The thing is, like, I don't think no one human, no small group of humans, in my opinion, should ever be subjected to a world's worth of bad things. I don't think we're designed to receive and process that in our own bodies. Like the amount of sleepless nights they probably got, the trauma,
that's what it
the medication that they're on, like they're literally taking on all of that stress so that someone else doesn't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
And that's like, I mean, that's like a life mission thing. Like, I'll go
down.
Get
on Live Leak.
Yeah, right.
All the time.
It says, while transformative and potentially beneficial, the technology clearly comes at a human cost and throws up a slew of ethical questions about how companies go about developing their new technologies, and more broadly, how wealthier countries continue to farm out less desirable tasks to poorer nations for a low financial outlay. The startups behind the tech will come under more focused scrutiny in the months and years to come, and
That's intense.
so they will do well to review and improve their practices at the earliest opportunity. So yeah, I mean, you have to. Somebody's got to do the dirty work. It's like
The moral of
it's
the
like
story
the
is
episode of it's like episode of Mike Rowe's Dirty Jobs that nobody wants to watch.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it's
I think we can all
there
agree
are,
that it all comes back down to humans right now.
and right now there's a bunch of slew of lawsuit stuff, and then your teachers are worried about. There's when it comes to ChatGPT in the classroom, that's a whole nother episode. But it's now kids are being able to use it to not do actual learning and do work, and they're just having this chatbot do it for them. It's like
Yeah, they're
it's undermining their learning process. But you can say, in a sense, like, you know, uh, Brandon and I kind of watch a lot of like Gary Vee stuff. And
Yeah.
Gary Vee says like the information that is available to you on technology and on the internet is amazing, because what you didn't know before, like back in the 50s, you just didn't know because you didn't have the resources. You had to go to a library to find it in a text. And now I constantly I'll sit with and watch TV with my parents or whatever, and we're like, who is that, or like that's so and so, and I'm like, we just keep sitting there talking about it. And I'm like, I got the
IMDb.
world. I have the world in my hands at my availability.
Yeah.
And so where does the learning come from? Learning how to use the tools at your availability, which is what Gary Vee will say, like learn to use the tools at your disposal. But also there's a weird sense. Like, you know, there's been what's the Spark Notes?
Yep.
You know, like you didn't have to read the whole book. You just go straight to Spark Notes and it would just give you, so you didn't do the learning, you just kind of skipped steps. So there's a lot of that's what
A lot
really
of
big right
boomers are
now in
about
the
to try to
news.
figure out how they can figure this out and
Yeah.
like make sure that their students aren't turning in.
Well, yeah, because then it becomes like, you know, plagiarism, not plagiarism. Who wrote that?
Yeah.
You write that? That's not you, but you're claiming you wrote it, but you didn't write it. So is that plagiarism? Because that's not your work. That's ChatGPT's work.
Well, it's
You
actually
maybe
not
asked it.
ChatGPT's.
No.
It's all deriving from someone else's material.
Yeah. So it's somebody else's work. It's not yours. So that's where ChatGPT has awesome capabilities and it has some really bad capabilities, and it's all about how you use it. And that's what I was saying the other night. Like, I hope the cons don't make it disappear because of the pros have some really awesome advantages.
Yeah.
I would say that's kind of like my end all when it comes to like AI and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Internet is awesome. The internet is also bad. It's all about how you use it, and it's all about how its functionality places itself into your life. You know, it's bad people are going to do bad things, and good people are going to do good things with any of the tools at their disposal.
Yep.
When it comes down to it. And there's decades probably worth of conversations ahead of us on this same exact subject.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting
Yep.
to follow up in the years to come to see where we're at
Check
now.
back in a year.
Yeah, we'll do a year anniversary podcast.
Yeah.
A year from now, and we'll have the same discussion and see what's new by then. Because what they say,
24.
yeah, what do they say? Technology every year, like, it used to be doubles, but now it's probably way more than doubles itself every year. Probably quadruples in advancement.
Yeah.
So, and it just keeps getting more and more.
Yep. Well, this has been a great episode. Great conversation about AI. Really happy.
Welcome, Justin.
Yeah. Welcome, Justin.
To the crew now. He's not just a one timer.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I mean, he might be. It just depends.
No. Nope.
But yeah. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content about, you know, you guys as the listeners, not the guys that I'm looking at right now. But you know, what AI, the subject of AI, and things like that for this episode. And if you've got anything that you would like for us to discuss as a topic for an episode,
Email us at
No,
info@midnightsnackpodcast.com.
it's changed. It's changed. It's changed.
Oh, that's right. What is it?
Snack at
Oh,
midnightsnackpodcast.com.
okay.
Yeah. Send us an email of your ideas. Leave it.
Um,
Can you leave comments on Spotify now?
Train.
I can't hear them in the basement. We have this thing. So he's up here. He's up here. Justin and I live like 2 blocks away from each other, and we used to be roommates. I used to also be roommates with this guy over here, with Moose.
It probably would have happened with this guy
hope
if I was
that I'll
married.
never be roommates with this guy. But we used to play a game because we used to live right beside a freaking railroad track, and it was the first person to ever say train would always win. So it's still to this day, like
It's your own game.
Well, yeah, it's funny because we've seen times where we've opened up Facebook chat and you see the typing bubbles pop up. You're like, I gotta type faster,
Type
and then you
faster.
type it in, and it's like seconds.
Yeah.
It's like we've had it down to
We
like
had our
seconds
closest
apart from
one
each
like
other.
less than a
Couple-
second.
Dude, there's
Yeah.
so many times that train scared the ever loving
Oh yeah, it'll
crap
shake your
out
whole
of me.
house. I'd be streaming and it would
Monitors
look like this.
and everything
Well,
are just
and
Yeah, like my
when
stream
it
would look like
came-
this when the train would come through.
When it came from the one side of town, you could hear it coming. It was like,
Oh, yeah.
this ain't bad. Then
When
they
it
come
was
from the
coming
other
into town.
side, and they don't blow the horn until they're straight
They're
at
right
your
about-
house.
Yep. So when they're coming from the what is the saying, gravel out there, J Money?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when they're coming out
Don't
there,
dox
they don't.
yourself.
Yeah, they don't. They don't.
And they do it at like 2, 3 o'clock at
Well,
night.
you always knew whenever they were carrying something, when they had a full
Yeah.
load or when they were empty,
Yeah.
depending on how much it shook the house.
Yeah.
You could tell. What? Yep, they're carrying a full load of trash or
Oil.
coal or whatever oil. You could always tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. But so we're on all. So people that are brand new versus, for our returning listeners, you know where we're at. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Music or Apple Podcasts. Whatever.
All your main podcast platforms.
Dumb Apple people do. We're on.
We just
Oh,
lost.
You can
Audible
find us on
subscribers.
Spotify, Google
Ooh.
Podcasts, all of
that
the
up.
above.
In a world completely underwater.
In a world completely underwater.
Yeah, you can find us all places. You can find us on Anchor FM. You can find us in all places. You can find video form on
YouTube's.
the YouTubes and on Facebook, and then highlights on TikTok and Instagram if we put them there. Maybe YouTube Shorts. We're reconfiguring everything, and then we're also going to be. I need to flesh it out this weekend. We are using Discord now as our medium for recording video, since we all have our busy lives. So we are all using Discord. So we're gonna have a Discord server so that people, because we're all kind of techie nerds, anyways. That's probably our main audience. Since this is a kind of a tech, video game, whatever else kind of podcast, we all
Nerds.
kind of do the same stuff. I would
Cat
assume
nerd.
that I probably don't have like an 80-year-old male clerk that is listening to our podcast.
And
I
right
don't
now
know.
they're going.
I know. You're listening.
That 80-year-old postmaster is
Yeah.
listening to us while he's putting the mail in the right
Oh my
spots.
gosh.
But anyways, so we're also going to be doing a Discord server. I don't know how to get that to everybody. Can you go to like discord.com and like search Midnight Snack Podcast?
No, but
We'll have to find a
what-
place
We're
to
gonna get to
put
the
it on.
point where basically what you're gonna be able to do is do discord.gg/midnight snack,
Right here will be the Discord link.
and we'll have it. We'll
Right
have it
here.
functional.
And so
not,
this is
not,
where-
not over there. It's down here.
Right here.
Oh, he's down
No,
there.
Don't point down there.
It's the bottom.
What
Seven.
are you
That's-
pointing at?
That's Kevin for me. So
I don't know what you're pointing at down there. You keep whatever you're pointing at to yourself.
I'm pointing at what would be the link.
Me in my hand.
Yeah,
Okay.
the one that's right. That's
I was just
hovering your
making
hand.
sure. I was just
Now,
making sure.
now
This one?
it's the link that's attached to your forehead.
Okay, that's
and,
fine.
And now it's
Can
it's
you
back
track it?
here in your hand.
I'm gonna make you do some tracking. No,
Yeah,
no,
I'm
it's
gonna
not in
do
my
it.
hand.
I'm
You're making this.
Frick.
You're tracking this. You got
Take up
yourself
the
into
whole
this
screen.
mess.
It's
Yeah,
the
you
whole
got
screen.
yourself
True.
into this mess.
True.
But
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna. So there'll be a place that then you can. I think
Yeah.
Discord will be really awesome because it's a really cool place for a community to gather to
Yeah.
meet and then discuss. Well, I wanna make a channel that discusses the week prior's episode.
Yep.
That you can then do a follow up chat and questions, comments, concerns.
We could
Maybe
even
we'll do
like, a
Q&As in there
question-
stuff too, you know?
Yeah,
Q&A.
we on off nights doesn't even have to be all of us. One of us can just jump in whenever. So we're gonna make this a lot more interactive. We want to hear from people. So I think Discord will be the place that we do the most communication, and it'll be really fun.
Yeah.
So
Thanks for listening.
okay, bye.
Have a good morning at work and a good evening if you're going to bed and all that stuff, you know?
Morning, good afternoon, good night.
You know.